Hi there. Welcome to TechSoup Courses. We are so happy to have you joining us today. My name is Daphne Lagios. I am the operations specialist here at TechSoup Courses, and I have the pleasure today of explaining a little bit about our new disaster resiliency program. Now, one thing I would like to point out is to the right side of your video screen, you will see a chat. And Austin, our amazing tech change person, is in the chat. If you would want to chat out, and just to make sure that you can hear me okay, if you have any technical issues, put it in the chat. Any questions you have about this program, put them in the chat, and then we'll be able to answer them at the end. Okay, and one moment here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to share my screen. One second here as I do this. Thank you for your patience. We get this little kind of tunnel vision. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to give me 10 seconds here. I just have to do something here in our media lab. Okay, and I'm back. Apologize for that. All right, so what we're here to talk to you about is the TechSoup Disaster Resiliency Training Program, co-sponsored by the Center for Disaster Philanthropy. What we will be talking about today, I'm going to give you a little bit of information about TechSoup, about the Center for Disaster Philanthropy. We're going to talk about what is IT disaster resiliency and why we need it. I'm going to introduce you to some of the experts we'll be working with, give you some information about the course schedule and the outline, talk to you about how to apply, and then we'll have time for a question and answer session. So I work for TechSoup. TechSoup is our mission is to build a dynamic bridge that leverages technology to enable connections and innovative solutions for a more equitable planet. This graphic, I really like this honeycomb graphic because it really shows what we're about is solutions for nonprofits. We range from product donations and discounts, validation services, consulting, courses. Our goal is, Greg, we really want to equip the change makers, which would be you, with transformative technology solutions and skills you need to improve lives globally and locally. So, and as we think about technology, right, we have our installed software, hardware, cloud software, and technology support services, where we realize that everybody's moving to the cloud, and that is something that nonprofits will need support with, and that's what we're here for. TechSoup courses. I'm not sure if you've ever taken one of our courses, but we're an online learning resource for nonprofits. All of our courses are developed in-house. We have experienced nonprofit experts, and they're focused on digital transformation and capacity building. And over here, you can see some of the courses that we have, ranging from Google Analytics, Facebook, Power BI, some Microsoft courses. So we encourage you to check out our catalog. We are a global organization. And you can just see our reach. And it's what's very exciting about this project. This is a pilot project to provide training in disaster resiliency, which then we hope to be able to share with our global partners around the world. All right, and now the Center for Disaster Philanthropy. They are the when, where, and how of informed disaster giving. They're a wonderful partner of ours. They are dedicated to helping donors maximize the impact by making more intentional disaster related giving decisions. They've been incredibly supportive. Their vision is a world where donors strategically plan for and respond to disasters in order to minimize their impact on vulnerable populations and communities. The Center for Disaster Philanthropy has many projects that it works on, including they have a disaster philanthropy playbook, Louisiana Disaster Recovery Alliance, Midwest Early Recovery Fund, and they also do a state of disaster philanthropy. The link is here and also in the course if you'd like to learn more about this organization. Now, as I said, this is truly a collaborative effort. We're fortunate enough to partner with Center for Disaster Philanthropy, and we have found 4 really amazing subject matter experts who are local to your area. I just want to do just like a quick meet our experts. They all had such amazing biographies, which are posted in the course itself, and I will show you that at the end. But I just wanted to do some of the highlights. We have Carolyn Mapleton, 30 years hands-on experience working in nonprofit gift fundraising, recently helped Texas Search and Rescue, establish its first full-fledged office, has worked with numerous organizations in Hurricane Harvey impacted areas, including the Port Aransas Art Center, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on. We have Joe Hillis, who's a systems engineer, technology consultant, co-founder, operations director for the Information Technology Disaster Resource Center, 25 years of experience in both public safety and information technology, served as an advisor to FEMA, and has the background experience that gives him a 360 degree of disaster technology. We also have Drew, who's the director of client solutions at Urgency, a Houston-based management firm that works with nonprofits, has an MBA and an MS, information management, and has been working for the nonprofit sector. One of his claims to fame is he transformed volunteer operations at Playworks, which is serving a 20,000 member volunteer base. So just to give you a sense of some of the skills and backgrounds these people are bringing. And then finally, we have Ed, who we weren't able to get a photograph of, but we did include some information. He's the founder and CEO of Tendency, which is an open source website management software for nonprofits. He started it in 1997, certificated in global cloud and project management, has worked as a computer systems analyst and an analyst and engineer, and is also the co-organizer of NetSquared, which is a program of TechSoup. So what will be happening is we will be relying heavily upon these experts to help us develop the content for this training. All right, why disaster resiliency? Well, wildfires, earthquakes, hurricanes, sabotage from former employees, damage during civil unrest, criminal activity, all of these events can result in damaged computers, lost data, or both. And just some facts and figures. This is something I'm sure you are well aware of, but Hurricane Harvey damages. And I particularly like this quote because of the way it ends. So the effects of an event like Harvey can't be eliminated, but they can be reduced. With billions of federal, state, and local dollars being spent in Texas to repair and replace what Harvey destroyed, it is essential that we don't simply replace what was destroyed, that we also increase the state's resilience. And I love the fact that all of the focus right now is on resilience, how to make yourself stronger so then you can continue doing the important work that you do in your communities. As an example, this is the Port Aransas Art Center. They had opened a new facility that was built above code, not long before Hurricane Harvey hit. The new facility withstood hurricane with only modest repair required. Interior records were okay, but exterior and offsite records storage were lost. So after the storm, they backed up core files in the cloud, rebuilt their social presence, and resumed their services and activities. And also, and I think this is absolutely wonderful, they also invited other organizations across the region who suffered from damage to use their new building to regroup and recuperate. So just an example of how these disasters affect us and the important role that nonprofits play in the recovery state. Okay, so now, what is IT disaster resiliency? Well, it includes data loss prevention, data encryption, and unified communications. And so that's where we're hoping to get you to a point where you are able to develop your own disaster plan for your organization. I wanted to share you the training schedule. In September, we will have 4 on-demand courses, and what that means is these are online courses. You can access them before, after work, weekends, however it fits into your schedule. Each course will take, we would say, approximately 2 hours. In October, we will have Ask the Expert seminars where you'll be able to ask our experts, who we just introduced to you, questions about disaster IT resiliency, and really be able to benefit from their expertise. Then in November, we are planning on having a live event workshop in the Houston area. And so that's very exciting to be able to bring everybody together with our experts. So here's an outline of what you'll be diving into. We have 2 101 courses. We have an Intro to Disaster Relief and Resiliency, talking about why is disaster resiliency important and basic principles. Our next introduction course, 102, is preparing for the disaster. So disaster resiliency is part of organizational plan at the individual level and technology innovation in resiliency. Then we have a 201, which is designing a disaster resiliency plan, which is where you'll start working on your plan that you can then share with your organization, so they feel more prepared and more resilient. And then after, the last one is recovering after a disaster, data recovery, hardware recovery, communication, outreach, all the ways that technology can be used to help in your recovery. Now, while you're doing these courses, and we call them on demand because you can access them as your schedule permits, will also have support for you. We are going to have these courses have a forum. And so during the forum, you will be able to share your questions. Our experts will be in the forum. You'll be able to share worksheets, homework, anything you want to build a collaborative community. And also part of this is what we plan on doing is we will be putting organizations into different cohorts. And so what that means is that you will be going along these courses within your cohort. So you'll be able to form closer ties that can hopefully then transfer to in-person collaboration. Just wanted to share with you an example of a sample lesson. This is centralizing information, right? What kind of information do you have? And what kind of information needs to be centralized, from passwords, contact information, software registration information. And so this is an example of some of the information you'll be learning, but it's not just a list after list. We will also be providing different kind of worksheets and different ways to organize it so then you can bring it to your organization. I really like this. So we have the technology priorities assessment. You have the department, location, application, workstation, server ID. Is it needed within 1 day? Within 3 days? Within 7 days? And then who are the recovery staff? Who are going to be your go-to people? So I just wanted to share a sample lesson with you. So you get an idea of some of the information that you'll be gaining and also some of the hands-on worksheets and applications that you can bring to your nonprofit. Okay, so how to apply? We have a landing page for this program. We encourage you to complete the application. After you do this, our team here will be putting you into your cohort, into your group of learners that you'll go through the course with. We'll be emailing you details about the training. And then because it doesn't start until September, you'll probably get a couple emails from us in August, just reminder emails and kind of get you thinking about disaster resiliency. And at this point, what I'm going to do is I am actually going to stop sharing my screen. And give me a moment here. And going back into, sorry about the tunnel vision again, stop screen sharing. Okay. All right. So what I wanted to do is at this point, and I apologize, I know that some of you were having some issues getting into this event. I do apologize for that. At this point, I would like to ask you to, underneath the video that you're looking at, if you scroll down, there are 2 poll questions. One of them is, does your organization have a disaster plan? Yes, no, maybe, I don't know. And poll question number 2, did your organization experience any damage to computers or data loss during Hurricane Harvey? If you could take a moment to answer those questions, those are something that we'd be really interested in knowing, just kind of like what your experiences are. And also, if you have questions about the program, please put them into the chat. We actually have, very exciting, we have Carolyn here, who is one of our experts. Thank you so much, Carolyn, for joining us during this. So she's here within the chat if you have a question for her, or if you have a question about the program, about anything that I've talked about during this. And while you're thinking of questions, just so you know that this live event is being recorded. So if your schedule is too tight, you weren't able to get into the live event, immediately after this event ends, the recording will be available. And we, of course, will be sending a follow-up email with that link, so you can have that directly. And then within the email is going to be the contact information. If you have questions, you can contact myself directly. So my name is Daphne. My email will be in that follow-up email. Okay, so it looks like, let's give you another minute or two if you have any questions. If you don't, actually what I'd like to do, I would like to share some. If you don't, then what we can do is we've already used up almost 30 minutes of your time. We want to be respectful of the time. As I said, we will be sending a follow-up email with a link to the recording so you can watch it. The presentation deck is also available as part of this course, and I will include that link in the email so that you can go through as time permits. And also, that email will include the link to the landing page. Now, one thing about this training, which I think I didn't bring up, is the fact that this is free training. Part of this, it was, yes, we know it's important that we need to provide this training, but we needed to be able to do it free for organizations. And so this is all free training that you can bring on you can bring along a colleague from your organization. You know, it's always good to have a couple people who are the experts. Um, and so at this point, let me see what we have going on. And I just want to thank those of you who showed up today. We will be having, we'll probably be having another one of these later on also. But until then, and I don't see, I'm just going to pop in the chat. Okay. Well, then, and what I'm going to do here, let's do this because I want to be respectful of your time here. I'll give you another minute if you have any other questions. Otherwise, please, when you get the follow-up email, feel free to reply back to that email. And excellent. And thank you so much, Carolyn. You can also send Carolyn questions. And as she said, the input about the content you'd like to see, because this is something that we want to make sure that this course is useful to you. So any input that you have about what you would like to see the course hold would be very, very helpful. At this point, we're coming just up to 10:30. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say thank you and farewell from now. We hope to see your names in the submitted applications. As I said, please contact myself or Carolyn, any of our experts with your questions. And we look forward to working with you on this very exciting new project. And thank you so much for your time today. Goodbye. Bye-bye.